Alrighty, guys. We're back at it again. Today, the 3rd of September. Yet another track we'll be tackling of mine. One of the weird ones. You know what? We'll do Morning Dew. A newer track. But, depending on the track, it has various different states in my memory. But along the same lines as yesterday, this was the other North American Cup track that I made. The water's flickering. I don't know why that is. I think I really enjoy this track. Grass, because come on. I've been making videos for this long. You don't think I like grass? Morning Dew. I just threw a finish. I just threw a finish over here for the GPS. We'll watch that. It's a very tricky gear. Also another tricky gear. Now, my line, actually, I was in the North, in the server whenever the North American Cup was going on my track, as I tried to do. And my line for the GPS time is not the line that ends up being optimal, because it did actually end up being beaten. This outside line, not the ideal. Now that gear, kind of weird. And I know whenever I was in the making process that that I was, I was kind of struggling with that. Now, one interesting thing is I didn't want to have too crazy of a I wanted to have that transition from road to, and this was before the grass road came out. That is dirt. That is the dirt model with a grass texture. But you come at it with so much speed that you actually would have gotten a ton of air, which would have ruined the run. So I actually made it magnet. And I think the magnet works pretty consistently, though in all honesty, it's probably not as consistent as I'd like it to be. I think there are some times where you just don't magnet, which is not good, but it's fine. It's actually magnet on both sides. The one on the other side works 100% of the time because of the way that it is. With magnets, if you're going away from the magnet, if you're like entering a magnet that's going downhill, you have a much higher chance of flying off the magnet. Where if the magnet is holding you in, is like you're going into an uphill on a magnet, it's much more likely to grab you. So that whenever it curves away, it just doesn't break. This dirt, or this, well, it's dirt. It is dirt, but with grass texture on it. This grass dirt turn is actually very tricky. I remember there being like 2 strategies for this during the cup. I believe my strategy that I thought of was not the one that did the best. Now that is the strategy if I don't hit the wall. It is actually faster than my GPS time. Which I tried. I wanted to put the pillars were put there so that it would sort of guide the player outside like I intended in the GPS. But that didn't work. You just go right through the pillars. And immediately... gosh dang it, I'm struggling to talk because gears. You just go right through the pillars. And get up there early. Now the gear is still not the best. The gear is... There's a gear up there. Well, there's a gear down. That is kind of unavoidable. But it's where you were positioned after that for the gear back up that can be kind of iffy. Yeah, see this grass dirt turn is tricky. Okay. And you take the inside line. I've never done this. This is how the intention was, is to not ever gear up after you gear back down until you get to the road there. The problem with it is that if you're really good, you can have the gear on the grass randomly. And that's kind of my bad for the mapping on that one. One fun thing, so you have I have a really nice picture of this map taken from right here that I really like. It was the picture used to announce it. It's literally just a picture from my map, but it's a really nice looking picture. So you have the safe finish here, which has a little bit like my safe finish has some risk. You go through the checkpoint. You get slowed down from the grass, then you take the grass turn, and you can still try to jump over the slow-mo. It's still slower, or you can take the slow-mo and you're slower regardless. Or you take the risky finish, land in between these, and jump into the finish. But even if you mess up, there's a finish down here, followed by a slow-mo. I made sure that any finish other than the risky one was slower than the risky one. But I didn't want you to fail. I just wanted you to be slower. I did not want you to do the risky finish because it's actually quite a long drive if you have to respawn, which, you know, it's whatever. It ends up being like that. It's the risky finish. You messed it up. Oh, okay. Yeah, see the magnet kind of screws with your grip. In all honesty, some of these parts are weird. Like going onto this, the grass actually starts early because they're block mixed together, so like you can get bad gears when you would think you couldn't. But it's whatever. I'm getting a lot of slowdown from that grass. Go up here, do this, do the new line. And then if you don't get the gear, it's actually much easier because it's much better made if you don't get the gear. And then, oh hey, we beat my PB. I don't think my PB is the author medal. It says I have the author medal, but I don't think my PB is the author medal. What is the author medal? Yet again. 5982. Oh no, I did beat my GPS. Alright, yeah, I did beat my best time. This has a Not that grinded author time, obviously. It also had a different strat, an unintended strat that made it a little bit easier. Now, I will say my favorite part of this track has to be this section. I love the way this just works. It's enclosed. Feels like you're racing through stuff. This, you know, if you ever play a map by me, this, a hole with water in it, I do it at every opportunity. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. There's that one. That one. That one. I did it a lot on this track, but it is like my style. That one. Like, seriously, if there is a hole in the track, it probably has water in it. Don't ask me why that is, but that's just how it is. A little let up actually helped. Oh, I thought I hit the pole. Cool thing about all my tracks, or this track, it's newer, so it has a very good respawn. Look at this. I anticipated, I do a lot of in-game research, I guess is what I'll say, to figure out like what the best speed and direction to come out on these respawns are. Like for this checkpoint, which is way later, here's the respawn. You're even in the lower gear like you should be. I don't think this one doesn't have a respawn because it's the risky finish. So if you messed up, well then that's your fault. Take one of the other finishes. Like seriously. The most interesting of my respawn routes on this track is the one, let me get there, is the one on this checkpoint. The respawn route is up here. Oh yeah, I forgot, you know, it's not very obvious and maybe I should have made it more obvious. This is the checkpoint. The respawn route is actually right here. And it's a yellow booster into a really late red booster. And you have to dodge this hole. And I completely forgot about it. Maybe I should have made the hole more obvious. It'd be funny if I put an Easter egg over here, which I didn't. But yeah. And that's like all of this prep work, like putting the, because like as soon as I put the respawn route for this checkpoint up there, I was like, oh god, it's ahead. It's ahead of the checkpoint, which means I have to be very careful about having the respawn route gain speed, which this does not do. It actually is slower. But yeah, I'm looking at the time. That's gonna be it for today. These little short videos. I will see you all tomorrow, where we'll tackle yet another one of my tracks while I'm not currently able to record full videos. Until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you all later.